I just add a new file to Google Drive. Then I click the Refresh Drive button on the dashboard I just created, and it updates the numbers and the charts automatically on its own. That's it. No code and no BI team needed. All of this is possible with ChatGPT Work new feature called Sites. And in this video, I will show you how to do it. My name is Nicolas. I've taught more than 50,000 finance professionals how to use AI for finance, and let's get into this video. You all know the pain of updating or even creating information for your board every month. You have different files, you consolidate them into one main file, and all of that manually. And this is taking you hours, and it's probably the part of the job that you hate the most. This is why we are going to do the following. The first and the most important thing you need to do is to connect your Google Drive or your OneDrive to ChatGPT Work via a connector. Without this, ChatGPT cannot access the files we want to use to build the first version of our dashboard. So what does a connector actually do? It lets ChatGPT access the files in your Google Drive or your OneDrive so it can pull the information from this file on its own. And this gives us the possibility to turn a one-off task into something we can later automate. Before this new functionality that I'm going to show you, you had all the time to upload your new files to get the new information into your dashboard or your new presentation. And that's a lot of work to do that again and again, but here I'm going to show you how you can automate that. And this is a huge time saver. One important note about security, and I repeat this in every video. First, always keep your originals backed up and then work on copies, because if you give access, then AI might be able to delete it. And second, you need to make sure your company allows you to use your data inside your AI tool. And for this, you need to have at least a corporate license, which is SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. So here, what I recommend is at least to have ChatGPT Business, or maybe you have ChatGPT Enterprise. Those two are SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. But again, you need to check with your company if this is enough. If you work for a company and you don't see the Google Drive or the OneDrive connector available yet, go to your IT, they can give it to you as long as you have a good business case. And what I'm going to show you, you will see it's a really good business case. For this dashboard, we actually have no risk of deleting the data because we only need to read the files. We don't need to edit, we don't need to move or delete them. After the connector is linked, we can move on to building the base dashboard. So let's imagine that you have to consolidate multiple P&Ls, and then you receive this P&L every month from different countries. Once you have your consolidated P&L, you want finally to build your dashboard to track your most important KPIs and present them. In my case, I have all of these P&L files stored on my Google Drive inside a 2026 P&L folder with subfolders for every month. You can see I have January, February, March, April, May, and June. And inside these monthly folders, I have the P&L files from the different countries. As you can see, for the sake of this video, I named every file differently, just as they will have been created by real people who all have different naming convention. We know that someone always gets lazy from time to time and is going to send you a really weird file name. And we will address that in our prompt because we don't want ChatGPT to depend on the file names. So now let's build a dashboard. We open a new ChatGPT work task and we write the following prompt. So notice what I do in this prompt. I start the chat with @sites. This way I ensure that the dashboard will stay online, which is required for our final goal, turning it live. Then I specify which Google Drive folder to use, and I also explicitly ask ChatGPT Work to take into account the different structures of the files. I also tell it to ignore their names, and I tell it to pull the information from the data inside. This is crucial because file names can change, and if ChatGPT focuses on them, it will make mistakes. Trust me, I've made that mistake before, that's why I am really insisting on that. Now I launch it. We can see on the right all of the progress and how the dashboard is getting built in real time. And for those that know Claude Cowork, it's exactly working in the same way. Something else is also happening in real time, the shift in finance towards AI. And you know, that's not the AI that will replace you, but someone who is using AI much better than you and who do much more with AI than you. And this is exactly why every week I host a free masterclass where I teach CFOs and finance pros everything they need to know about AI for finance. You can join with the link in the description. The choice is yours. Now back to the video. ChatGPT is done. And just like that, in a couple of minutes, ChatGPT built this beautiful dashboard, which will have taken us hours or even days to create manually from our raw Excel file. We have filters by country. We have filters by month, KPI filters for graph. We even have a CFO signal based on the filter data. Now let's check if the numbers numbers are correct. We see, for example, USA. January net income is 3,456, and in Excel, the same. Now let's check Germany. February gross profit is 12,811, and in Excel, the same. Perfect. But we still have one problem. If we add a new month data to our Google Drive, the dashboard won't see it, and you will have to build it from scratch again each month. So before we ask ChatGPT to make it live, we need to set up that connection. The way it's done is through Google Drive API. The Google Drive API is a secure way for an app, which is in our case the dashboard, to communicate with Google Drive. It basically lets our dashboard ask Google Drive what folders are available, what files are inside, and can I read or download those files. The first thing you have to do is to go and sign in your Google Cloud Console with the account which you usually use for Google Drive. And trust me, it's easier than what it sounds. Do follow along, we are going to do that together. Once you are signed in your Google Cloud Console, then you have to create a new project. I'm calling mine P&L Dashboard Reader. This project will contain our Google Drive API and the service account used by the live dashboard. You only need to create it once. Then inside the Google Cloud project, we go to API and Services, and then click Library. We then search for Google Drive API, and then we open it and click Enable. I'm going to repeat it. Without the Google Drive API, the live dashboards cannot read the folders or download the files. Next, inside Google Cloud, we go to AM and Admin, then to Service Accounts, and we click Create Service Account. A service account is a Google account created for an app, not a person. So think about the service account as a Google account created only for this dashboard. Its only job is to read the 2026 P&L folder when we update the dashboard. So I'm calling my account P&L Reader. You can also add a description, but it's just optional. Once the service account is created, Google gives us an email address. It looks like this. Now copy this email address because we are going to share our Google Drive with this email address. Finally, we return to Google Drive, and then, like I told you, we right-click the main 2026 P&L folder and we click Share, and we add the service account email as a viewer. Viewer access is enough because the dashboard only needs to read and download the files. I think you get it now. The important part is to grant access to the main folder. So like this, any new folders inside will also inherit that access. Now we return to Google Cloud and we open the service account. So we go to the Keys tab, we click Add Key, and then Create New Key. We select JSON, and we click Create. Google now downloads a JSON file, and this file contains the private key used by the dashboard. And with all that done, now we can turn our dashboard live straight away. Quite excited to show it to you. So we attach the JSON file to the chat and tell ChatGPT to use this key only on the server. And then in our prompt, we ask ChatGPT to add a refresh button, and also that when this refresh button is clicked, that it needs to scan any new subfolders or new data that we will add to this dashboard. This is the prompt I'm using. You see, with this prompt, ChatGPT is changing the site, and it will make the site checks whether the service account can read the folder and all the files inside. And now ChatGPT knows that the API key should be kept secret and not embedded in code or in the website. So now we can see that ChatGPT found and successfully reconciled all 42 files. It sees that we have 7 countries through 6 reporting modes. So far it's good. And now we see that there is a permanent connection with the Google Drive and that the dashboard should be live. Let's check it out because you can see now the dashboard has the refresh button. And so we'll see what happens when we'll click this button. It should normally connect to the Google Drive through the service account. To test it, we're going to add new files to the Google Drive. So let's add new files. So now, moment of truth. Now let's click on the button. We can see that the folders in the drive are being scanned right now. Let's see. And there it is. Now we have July also included in the monthly progress chart. And you can see also that it updated the actuals, and we have the country updated, we have the consolidated P&L, we have the margins, everything is updated. I mean, it's really amazing because imagine you have been doing that manually every month, maybe some of you every week or even every day. And when you use this live dashboard functionality, it's just a click of a button. Now let's check if it took the right data. Let's open the France file. We see net income 4,934, and on the dashboard we see 4,934. We didn't need any BIT, we didn't need any code, but just a little extra step. And however, as good as it is, remember, AI is just like a junior analyst, so you always need to check the numbers. And for this, what you can do is add an audit step. Basically, the audit step is a technique that I use everywhere when I work with AI. So what you do is you ask AI to to audit the work and to show you the calculation. So this is a trick that you can add in your process to add this audit file or audit tab if you create an Excel file. And this is really important. And you can see a lot of other videos, they don't talk about it, but this is where in finance, you can either win credibility or lose it. Follow me if you found this video helpful, and I invite you to join my free AI masterclass this Tuesday through the link in the description below. Now, your turn. Go over the video again and go step by step and build your own live dashboard with one of the reporting that you have to do every week or every month. I count on you to do this because that's the only way you are going to learn. And remember, robots are coming, so stay human.